Macmillan Audio presents The Sun Does Shine by Anthony Ray Hinton. Read for you by Kevin R. Free. Forward.
My name is Bryan Stevenson. On April 3, 2015, Anthony Ray Hinton was released from prison after spending nearly 30 years in solitary confinement on Alabama's death row. Mr. Hinton is one of the longest-serving condemned prisoners facing execution in America to be proved innocent and released. Most of us can't possibly imagine what it feels like to be arrested, accused of something horrible, imprisoned, wrongly convicted because we don't have the money needed to defend ourselves, and then condemned to execution. For most people, it's simply inconceivable. Yet it's important that we understand that it happens in America, and that more of us need to do something to prevent it from happening again. Mr. Hinton grew up poor and black in rural Alabama. He learned to be a keen and thoughtful observer of the harsh realities of Jim Crow segregation and the way racial bias constrained the lives of people of color. He was taught by his remarkable mother to never see race or judge people because of their color. He resisted mightily the notion that he was arrested, charged, and wrongly convicted because of his race, but he ultimately couldn't accept any other explanation. He was a poor man in a criminal justice system that treats you better if you're rich and guilty than if you're poor and innocent. He is blessed with an extraordinary sense of humor, which he relies on to overcome the racial barriers that condemn so many. He lived with his mother until he was in his late 20s and worked as a contract laborer. He had never been accused of a violent act before his arrest. One night, while he was locked in a supermarket warehouse cleaning floors in Bessemer, Alabama, a restaurant manager 15 miles away was abducted, robbed, and shot by a single gunman as he left work. The victim survived and later misidentified Mr. Hinton as the person who'd robbed him. Despite the fact that Mr. Hinton was working in a secure facility with a guard who recorded everyone's arrival and departure miles from the crime scene, police went to the home of Mr. Hinton's mother, where they retrieved an old .38 caliber pistol. Alabama state forensic workers asserted this recovered gun was not only used in this recent robbery and attempted murder, but also 2 other murders in the Bessemer area where restaurant managers had been robbed and killed at closing. Based on this gun evidence, Mr. Hinton was arrested and indicted for both murders, and state prosecutors announced that they would seek the death penalty. Mr. Hinton passed a polygraph examination administered by police that confirmed his innocence. But state officials ignored this information and his alibi and persisted in obtaining 2 convictions and death sentences. At trial, Mr. Hinton's appointed lawyer failed to obtain a competent expert to rebut the state's false claims about his mother's gun. For 14 years, he could not obtain the legal help he needed to prove his innocence. I met Mr. Hinton in 1999, and he made quite an impression. Thoughtful, sincere, genuine, compassionate, funny. It was easy to want to help Anthony Ray Hinton, although it was worrisome to think how difficult it might prove to win his freedom. I worked with my staff at the Equal Justice Initiative to engage 3 of the nation's top firearm examiners, who all testified that the gun obtained from Mr. Hinton's mother could not be matched to the crime evidence. It took 14 more years of contested litigation and a rare unanimous ruling from the United States Supreme Court before Mr. Hinton was released in 2015. During his time on Alabama's death row, Mr. Hinton watched 54 men walk past his door on their way to be executed. The execution chamber was 30 feet from his cell. Mr. Hinton was sustained during his long years on Alabama.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?